OpenAI has finally released GPT-5.5, and this is probably one of the most powerful and efficient coding models I've seen till this date. And I'm going to show you guys exactly what's new, as well we'll look at the benchmarks to understand where this model really excels in and compare this against Claude Opus 4.7 as well Claude Mythos preview to understand how strong is this model really, and we'll also look at a couple of demos to understand this model in actual production. So the first thing you will notice is that this model is used especially for coding workflows. They're still targeting the coding and development workflows, especially using it in Codex because that's their big bet, that this model will be mainly used for programming in Codex because they're trying to really push the Codex super app. And one thing you'll notice is that this model is very efficient, meaning you're getting high quality output, better quality compared to many models out there with less tokens used. This is why this model is one of the most efficient models that I have seen, and I'll show you guys some charts that explain this much more easily. But if we just look at the benchmarks alone, you can just compare this against GPT 5.5, against 5.4 and Opus 4.7 for today's discussion, and we can see even on Terminal Bench, Opus 4.7 that was released about last week, maybe 4 or 5 days ago, sits at 69.4%. and GPT 5.5, 82. Another thing you'll notice that even at GDP Val, which is more for more general work, things like that, you're seeing GPT 5.5 take the lead over here once again at 84.9% versus Opus 4.7, 80%. And then if we look at browser comp, 84 versus 79, Frontier Math, 51 versus 43, Frontier Math Tier 4, 35 versus 22, CyberGym, 81 against 73. So it's kind of crazy to see that across the board, most of the times the model is better or kind of dominating Opus 4.7. So this model is definitely more powerful than Opus 4.7, but I think the real beauty is on how efficient this new model is. If we look at the Artificial Analysis Intelligence Index, which kind of is a weighted average of 10 evaluations actually being run by external parties, we can see across the board that at the bottom, you're seeing output tokens, and at the top, you're seeing the score. While using less tokens, GPT 5.5 across the board is producing higher quality results. To give you guys a specific example, so if we look at Claude Opus 4.7 over here, to get about a intelligent index of 51.8%, it used about 11.5 million tokens, give or say. And if you look at it, which is kind of close to OpenAI, which is giving you about 51.8, is using 7 million, which is about 4 million difference in tokens. And we can see that across the board as well, because you want to be as closer to the left and as higher. And we can see across the board, that's the case with GPT 5.5, signaling how efficient it is. And this is not the only chart that shows this. Even on charts like this, Terminal Bench, compared to GPT 5.4, we're seeing that the model is producing higher quality results at lower output tokens. Now, this is important because of two things. That shows that your model is smart, intelligent, because it's using your tokens efficiently, as well how powerful it is, and more importantly, is going to help you with your compute cost controls. You don't want to be spending too much money getting mediocre results, but if you're able to get higher results with less tokens used, that's efficient for both developers as well the model workflow as well. So this model is definitely the most efficient model when it comes to pure power and output. If we look at some demos they showed, you can see this is a 3D game that was created using the new model. We're seeing more and more capabilities and improvements when it comes to game development, and you will see that across the board. And this is probably why it's really important that they tie this into the Codex features, because this model is probably going to be geared especially for coding workflows in Codex. They're really banking on that with this update. That's at least what I'm getting from it. Now, if we compare this model against the other models when it comes to GDP Val, GPT 5.5 is still leading 84.9% versus Claude Opus 4.7, 80.3%. And then industry experts, I'm sorry, but it looks like AI has gotten to a place where they're definitely much better than industry experts when it comes to, real world work. So this is a commonality that we have seen in latest releases anyways, but it still shows that this model is number one when it comes to that. On the ArcAGI2 benchmark, GPT 5.5 is now the top model, which makes sense. The benchmarks released in the blog post kind of highlight that. So this was not a surprise. And obviously, if they're number one on this, they're going to be number one on AGI1. But what's really important is to compare this against Anthropic's Mythos model. Now, People do agree that this model is really powerful. Mythos might have a little bit of an edge when it comes to Software Engineering Bench Pro, but one thing is that this model is publicly available versus this is not publicly available. So we are just basing this off of, claims from Anthropic. So keep that in mind. But if you look at Software Engineering Bench Pro, GPT 5.5 sits at 58 versus 77. Terminal bench, they're pretty much tied. On GPQA Diamond, it's only up by about 1%. And then on Humanity's Last Exam, there's a bigger lead over there, like 15 versus 12. But things like this kind of show you that this model, even though it's publicly available, is very powerful. It's still the #1 model. Opus 4.7 can't compete with GPT 5.5, at least on paper at the moment. Against Mythos, a model that's not publicly available, it's a little bit behind. This is all based off of what Anthropic is claiming, because no one, meaning not a lot of people, have actually tested this model, versus this one is publicly available and we all get to test it. And what you're looking at right now is a Minecraft generation that was created using GPT 5.5 at extreme hype. And this is the first time that I'm seeing that, #1, the visuals look super clear and crisp compared to any other generation I have seen. It looks playable, you can move around, you can, interact with the world. The design elements are a little bit different compared to what the Minecraft game actually looks like, but if we cut it some slack on that, we can just see like this is probably the best Minecraft generation I have seen. And some of you guys might be wondering, why is a Minecraft generation really important? It tests everything. It tests visual capabilities. It tests the model's ability to code things, worlds, movement, things like that, interactions and everything. So I think it's a really important test just to have a baseline understanding. Obviously, you need to do more tests to fully understand the capabilities of the model. But just seeing the generations compared to other models like Opus 4.7, GPT 5.4, this model is definitely #1. I also decided to test out this new model in Codex. So if you have the Codex app, make sure you guys update it and make sure you guys select the latest model, GPT 5.5. I set it at extreme high just to see what this model can do. And what I told it to do was pretty simple. I told it to build me a fully playable browser-based top-down space shooter in a single HTML file and use HTML5 canvas. And also I gave it some visual identity, 3D characters to add, environment. And it ran for about, I say, 16 minutes. And it tested itself, played the game, it made some improvements, and we have a final game which looks pretty good. Like, this is the actual game action. Let me start it, and you guys can clearly understand how capable this new model is. I can move around freely, so these are the enemies, and you can see like the animations on everything. Like, it's shaking the screen. I guess I can shoot 3, now wave 2, so there's multiple levels. And there's a kill chain, there's live tracker at the top, and I got more skills. I'm kind of OP, I'm not gonna lie. And then these are the more dangerous, I guess, enemies. And I can shoot them. Let me get this. Oh, that is not a capability. That was an enemy, and I just decked myself, but that is fine. Well, you can see, like, this is how, like, it can move really freely. Like, this is how good the game is. And it only worked for about 16 minutes. I gave it a simple prompt, and it was able to generate this. So yeah, I really agree that this model is efficient, because I'm going to show you guys how many tokens it used, because it didn't use a lot. It didn't set my limits or anything like that. So let me just kill myself quickly. Or am I too good for the game? Let me just try. Let me try to get this. That was a speed boost. So you can see my speed level has increased. Oh, we have these other levels. Oh, now it's getting a little bit difficult. You can see I got to dodge all of this. This is actually kind of fun. I'm not going to lie. I'm not just... Oh, I only have 1 more life. But yeah, that was my new high score. So you can see it's fun. So this generation only used about 30k tokens. So the other tokens that you guys are seeing that I've used was actually from previous generations I was messing around with. But this generation alone was only 30k tokens, and I still have like 61% left. And I was able to create this with just a simple prompt. So these models are getting really good, and this model, GPT 5.5, is definitely the most efficient model I have seen so far. So if you guys can, check out this model and test it out, make something with it, and let me know what you guys think about the new models in the comment. But that's it for today's video. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, follow our new newsletter as well at universeofai.beehive.com, as well as subscribe to the main channel World of AI, and support us on X by following the Universe of AIZ as well. Until then, I'll see you guys in the next video.